That was for you. Welcome to the November 13th, 2023 meeting of Plymouth Township Council. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Any general public comment first tonight? Seeing none, we'll do just an announcement that an executive session was held on November 8th, 2023. At this time, I'll ask for the approval of our minutes from the workshop meeting on October 2nd, the regular meeting October 10th, the budget meeting October 16th, the budget meeting of October 23rd, and the special meeting held on October 25th. Is there a motion to approve those minutes?
So moved.
Motion from Mr. Whitney. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Ms. Vicio. Comments or questions from council or from the audience? Seeing none, we'll do a roll call vote. Mr. Whitney?
In favor.
Ms. Bramlett?
In favor.
Ms. Bandish?
In favor.
Ms. Vicio?
In favor.
And the chair votes in favor. Approval of departmental reports and bills. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion from Ms. Bramlett. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Ms. Bandish. Comments or questions from council or from the audience? Seeing none, we'll do a roll call vote. Ms. Bramlett?
In favor.
Ms. Bandish?
In favor.
Ms. Vicio?
In favor.
Mr. Whitney?
In favor.
And the chair votes in favor. Under administration tonight, just an announcement that our 2024 budget meeting will be held on November 20th at 6 p.m. right here at the GPCC. And then announcement for our reorganization meeting, Ms. Bramlett.
Thank you. We will hold a reorganization meeting on Tuesday, January 2nd, 2024 at 7:30 p.m. here at the Community Center. And that date and time are set by our charter.
Thank you, Ms. Bramlett. Police and Public Safety, Chief, anything tonight?
I have nothing, thank you.
Moving down to Public Works and Sewer, we have a grant resolution tonight for the Plymouth Interceptor Phase 3. Ms. Vicio.
Mr. Chair, be it resolved that Plymouth Township, Montgomery County hereby requests a statewide local share assessment grant of $1 million from the Commonwealth Financing Authority to be used for Plymouth Interceptor Phase 3. Be it further resolved that the applicant does hereby designate Christopher G. Monero, Chair, Karen B. Weiss, Manager, and William N. Malin, P.E., Township Engineer, as the officials to execute all documents and agreements between Plymouth Township and the Commonwealth Financing Authority to facilitate and assist in obtaining the requested grant. I make a motion that we adopt this resolution.
Okay, there is a motion from Ms. Vicio. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Whitney. Comments or questions on this grant resolution? Anything from the audience? Seeing none, we'll do a roll call vote. Ms. Bandish?
In favor.
Ms. Vicio?
In favor.
Mr. Whitney?
In favor.
And Ms. Bramlett?
In
And
favor.
the chair votes in favor. Moving down to engineering, Mr. Woodrow, anything tonight?
Nothing further to add this evening, sir.
Okay, thank you. Going down to subdivision and land development, first section are plans that are currently under review. Mr. Whitney.
All right, I have the letter here in regards to the Conocelli Auto Group at 906 Ridge Pike, requesting a 6-month extension until May 20th of 2024. I would make a motion that we grant this extension.
There's a motion from Mr. Whitney. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Ms. Bramlett. Comments or questions from council or from the audience? Seeing none, we'll do a roll call vote. Ms. Vicio?
In favor.
Mr. Whitney?
In favor.
Ms. Bramlett?
In favor.
Ms. Bandish?
In favor.
The chair votes in favor. Next is 502 West Germantown Pike extension request. Ms. Vicio.
Mr. Chair, I have a letter from Jenna Kassman regarding the property of 502 West Germantown Pike on behalf of Plymouth Meeting KPG 3 LLC with a request to extend their deadline for subdivision land development application through February 29th, 2024, and I would make a motion that we accept this extension.
Okay, there's a motion from Ms. Vicio. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Ms. Bandish. Comments or questions from council or from the audience? Seeing none, we'll do a roll call vote. Mr. Whitney?
In favor.
Ms. Bramlett?
In favor.
Ms. Bandish?
In favor.
Ms. Vicio?
In favor.
And the chair votes in favor. Next is an extension request for 322 Ridge Pike Outback Steakhouse. Ms. Bandish.
Yes, I have a letter here from John K. Murphy from Alpha Consulting Engineers granting an MPC plan action deadline extension until December 31st, 2023 for the Outback Steakhouse application. I make a motion that we grant this.
Okay, there's a motion from Ms. Bandish. Is there a second?
Se-
Second from Ms. Vicio. Comments or questions from council or from the audience? Seeing none, we'll do a roll call vote. Ms. Bramblett?
In favor?
Ms. Bandish?
In favor.
Ms. Vicio?
In favor.
Mr. Whitney?
In favor.
And the chair votes in favor. And we have an extension request for 1208 Ridge Pike. Mr. Whitney.
All right. In regards to the property at 1208 Ridge Pike, Conisali Auto Group is requesting a 12-month extension until November 28th, 2024. I would make a motion that we grant this extension.
There's a motion from Mr. Whitney. Is there a second?
Second?
Second from Ms. Bramblett. Comments or questions from council? From the audience? Seeing none, we'll do a roll call vote. Ms. Bandish?
In favor.
Ms. Vicio?
In favor.
Mr. Whitney?
In favor.
Ms. Bramblett?
In favor.
And the chair votes in favor. Moving to conditionally approved projects that have not yet been recorded. Next extension request is for Royal Farms. Mr. Whitney.
In regards to the property at 906 Ridge Pike, the Royal Farms, I have a request for an extension until January 31st, 2024. I would make a motion that we grant this extension.
There's a motion from Mr. Whitney. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Ms. Bandish. Comments or questions from council or from the audience? Seeing none, we'll do a roll call vote. Ms. Vicio?
Oh, in favor.
Mr. Whitney?
In favor.
Ms. Bramblett?
In favor?
Ms. Bandish?
In favor.
And the chair votes in favor. Moving down to projects that are under construction, we have several escrow releases tonight. First one is for 2622 Butler Pike. Ms. Vicio.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I have a letter from Mr. Lonnie and I regarding the property 2622 Butler Pike, noting that based on field observations of the work completed to date, it was found that sufficient work has been completed to release the amount of $47,547.50. By releasing this amount, the total account balance for the project is reduced to $314,210.52, and I make a motion that we release this amount in escrow.
Okay, there's a motion from Ms. Vicio. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Ms. Bandish. Comments or questions from council or from the audience? Seeing none, we'll do a roll call vote. Mr. Whitney?
In favor.
Ms. Bramblett?
In favor?
Ms. Bandish?
In favor.
Ms. Vicio?
In favor.
And the chair votes in favor. Next escrow release is for Fingers, Wings, and Other Things, 107 Ridge Pike. Ms. Bandish.
Yes, I have a letter here from Woodrow and Associates from Lonnie Manai regarding Finger Wings and Other Things at 107 Ridge Pike. Escrow release number 1. The original value of the financial security was $171,231.50. There's nothing that's past completion. The total completed this past release, $100,188. The balance needed to finish is $71,043.50. So with the certification that this is the estimate of the value of materials furnished and the work performed to date at Finger Wings and Other Things, make a motion that we release the amount requested.
Okay, there's a motion from Ms. Bandish. Is there a second?
Second?
Second from Ms. Bramblett. Comments or questions from council or from the audience? Seeing none, we'll do a roll call vote. Ms. Bramblett?
In favor?
Ms. Bandish?
In favor.
Ms. Vicio?
In favor.
Mr. Whitney?
In favor.
And the chair votes in favor. Next escrow release is for Black Horse Woods, Fairfield Road. Mr. Whitney.
All right. I have a letter here from Lonnie and I of Woodrow and Associates indicating that at this time, based on field observations of work completed to date, they found that sufficient work had been completed to release the amount of $14,320. I would make a motion that we grant this escrow release.
Okay, there's a motion from Mr. Whitney. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Ms. Vicio. Comments or questions from council or from the audience? Seeing none, we'll do a roll call vote. Ms. Bandish?
In favor.
Ms. Vicio?
In favor.
Mr. Whitney?
In favor.
Ms. Bramblett?
In favor?
The chair votes in favor. Next is we have I'll make a motion to release, this is a maintenance guarantee for 135 Plymouth Road, and the request is to release the amount of $5,801.10. I'd make a motion that we release. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Whitney. Comments or questions from council or from the audience? Seeing none, we'll do a roll call vote. Ms. Vicio?
In favor.
Mr. Whitney?
In favor.
Ms. Bramblett?
In favor?
Ms. Bandish?
In favor.
And the chair votes in favor. Moving down to zoning, our zoning hearings for this month. Ms. Bandish.
The Zoning Hearing Board of Plymouth Township will hold a public hearing on Monday, November 20th, 2023, commencing at 7 p.m. in the Greater Plymouth Community Center here at 2910 Jolly Road, Plymouth Meeting. Following applications will be heard. Gerald H. Miller Jr., on an application for variance from Plymouth Township zoning ordinance number 342 as amended in Article 19, Section 1909.8. The variance requested is as follows: to allow a fence in front yard setback. The length of the fence will be approximately 96 feet. The fence will be set back approximately 18 feet 8 inches from Johnson Road, where a minimum of 40 feet is allowed. The property is located at 1925 Johnson Road in an A residential zoning district. The next one is Ryan Peterson, Atlas Realty Solutions LLC, on an application for variance from Plymouth Township zoning ordinance number 342 as amended in Article 19, Section 1908-C. The variance requested is as follows: allowance to install asphalt driveway up to the property line where a minimum of 4-foot setback is required. The property is located at 408 Manor Avenue in a C residential zoning district. The third, James Brent Teal, on an application for variance from Plymouth Township zoning ordinance number 342 as amended in Article 19, Section 1908.1. The variance requested is as follows: installation of a 10 by 16 shed where a 12 by 12 is allowed. Property is located at 26 Arch Road in a B residential zoning district. Any citizen of Plymouth Township or interested party may attend the public hearing and have an opportunity to be heard.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Bandish. Moving down to Parks and Rec, our upcoming events. Ms. Bramblett.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Sneezing at the wrong time.
The Parks and Recreation Department makes the following announcements of upcoming events. The holiday T-shirt sale is on now from November 24th till December 31st. The winter brochure is coming out Thursday, November 30th. The Craft Your Own Pool Noodle Lightsaber will be Friday, November 17th, and that's a new event. The Outdoor Vendor Market is Saturday, November 18th, this upcoming Saturday. The new location with more parking and more vendors will be at the Colonial Middle School. A bus trip to New York City is December 2nd, and the bus is full, but there's a wait list available. The Grand Cracker House Workshop is returning on Saturday, December 2nd. Breakfast with Santa is Saturday, December 16th. Veterans Banners, a new banner is going to be available, and the deadline to submit a photo and name of your veteran will be, the deadline will be April the 1st. And benches, pavers, and tree memorials available at our township parks is ongoing.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Bramblett. Two other holiday items to mention. A reminder that Wednesday, November 29th, will be our annual holiday tree lighting ceremony. That occurs at 6 p.m. at the Service and Devotion Monument. It's become a very popular event over the last several years. And the Holiday Lights Contest returns again this year for residents. That deadline is December 7th. Artists, you decorate for Halloween. This might be the time, artists, to step it up.
Hey, we're doing Christmas. We're doing the holidays.
So the Holiday Lights Contest deadline is December 7th. Tree lighting, November 29th at the Service and Devotion Monument. Planning and Development, campus renovation. We have 6 change orders tonight. Ms. Bandish.
Yes, we have 6 total change orders. The first 3 are from Raycon Construction Company, and these are adding to approved existing contract. Okay, so the first one is for roof insulation, and the total for that would be $21,887. The second one from Raycon is a change order to the vestibule doors, and the total for that is $45,564. The third one is a change order for site grading changes, and that total is $16,076. The full amount due to Raycon for all three change orders is $83,527. I make a motion that we approve payment of this.
That doesn't say action, is that a?
It is for
It
action.
is, okay. There's a motion, that's right. There's a motion from Ms. Bandish, is there a second?
Second.
Second from Ms. Bramblett. Comments or questions from council or from the audience? Seeing none, we'll do a roll call vote. Ms. Bandish?
We got a question.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Schickling, yes.
Do we have
I'm sorry, just your name for the record again.
Richard Schickling from Boulder Road, Plymouth Meeting? Do we have a projected possible time when we may be back in our township offices?
Two big words there, projected and possible.
$64,000 question. That's all I can tell you. I mean, right now, they're talking about a substantial completion at the end of December. I don't really see that happening, but that's what they're saying. And then a final completion date is sometime in January, probably 30 days after substantial. But again, there's too much work left to be done to make that deadline. I would
Shame we
hope
didn't-
it'll be in the first quarter of next year, but I really don't know. I can't
Shame we
say.
didn't put up a new building.
That's just one opinion.
Additional comments or questions? Okay. Seeing none, we'll do a roll call vote. Where did I start? Ms. Bandish?
In favor.
Ms. Vizio?
In favor.
Mr. Whitney?
In favor.
Ms. Bramblett?
In favor.
Chair votes in favor. Back to you, Ms. Bandish.
The next three change orders are from Wind Gap Electric Incorporated. The first one is for moving the existing feeder conduits and branch circuit conduits and low voltage cables that are running now through the new elevator shaft. They all had to be relocated outside the elevator shaft for the new work to take place. That was a total cost of $26,276.40. The second change order was adding a fourth rigid conduit with a weatherhead for the new Procom cabling. The total cost for that work is $1,971.29. The third one was to install and wire up temporary service for two office trailers in the police back parking lot. This was due to water damage and leaking in the temporary police trailers. The total for this was $6,980.68. So the total for Wind Gap would be $35,228.37. I'd like to make a motion that we approve this payment.
Okay, there's a motion from Ms. Bandish. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Whitney. Comments or questions from council or from the audience? Seeing none, we'll do a roll call vote. Ms. Vizio?
In favor.
Mr. Whitney?
In favor.
Ms. Bramblett?
In favor.
Ms. Bandish?
In favor.
The chair votes in favor. All right. Moving down to miscellaneous and old business, we have some citizen board vacancy announcements. Ms. Vizio?
Mr. Chair, following citizen board positions are currently open. 3 positions on the Property Maintenance Code Appeals Board. 1 position is open on our Historical Architectural Review Board. A position is also open on the Human Relations Commission, and a position is open on the Environmental Advisory Board. All residents who are wishing to serve on any of these boards are asked to please submit their resume or a letter stating their interest to the Township Manager at 700 Belmore Road in Plymouth Meeting, or via email to kweiss@plymouthtownship.org.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Vizio. And next we have an appointment to the Environmental Advisory Board. Ms. Vizio.
Yes, we have interest from Lena Shabbat to serve on the Environmental Advisory Board, and I would make a motion that we appoint her to the board.
Okay, there's a motion from Ms. Vizio. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Whitney. Comments or questions from council or from the audience? Seeing none, we'll do a roll call vote. Ms. Bramblett?
In favor.
Ms. Bandish?
In favor.
Ms. Vizio?
In favor.
Mr. Whitney?
In favor.
The chair votes in favor. Any audience participation for tonight? And again, just a name and we don't really have a microphone anywhere.
Alex Evangelista. I have just 2 quick comments. The October meeting minutes are not available on the Plymouth Township website, or just not up yet.
I think we have to approve them tonight, and then they go up after we approve them.
That's good to know. So there's nothing we can review beforehand. Is that correct?
correct?
Correct.
The location's still also incorrect. Just, you want to name that. The
The-
location of our township meeting tonight continues to be incorrect. It keeps saying it's
Where does it say that at?
on the website, for the township council meetings, it keeps saying it's at the.
Oh, the
building
township
that's being
building?
redone. Yeah.
Is it?
I don't know. I don't know. I'll check. Do you know?
Yeah, the building has been under construction right now. The township.
We'll check that.
So all the agendas, like tonight's agenda is posted on the township website, and it has at Greater Plymouth Community
Correct.
Center.
Is it on the calendar? Is
No,
it?
just
No,
on the
this is-
actual, when township meetings happen and location,
Okay.
it continues to say the municipal building.
We'll look around. I mean, this agenda is attached to the calendar for tonight, which is on the front page, homepage. So, but I'll check on another page. It might say
Yeah,
that
thank you.
somewhere.
Did you go to the township building?
I've done it once already, and I actually went to Facebook to double check, and that's how I saw the agenda again, to what Representative Weiss said, the building, I was assuming was still not completed.
If we don't find it before you, if you find that spot, can you
Yeah.
just email it to one of us and so we
I can
can?
email it right now.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Sure.
Anything else? Additional? Mr. Schicklin?
I belong to the Valley Forge Antique Automobile Club of America. And recently we had a car display of antique cars at the Aristocare Nursing Home at Hallowell Road in Germantown Pike. I thank Plymouth Township Police Department for helping us. They actually came with one of their SWAT team vehicles, and we had a couple dozen of the residents of the nursing home out in wheelchairs, and some of them are actually ambulatory, wandering around looking at the antique cars. This was pre-Veterans Day, it was last Friday. And in this whole proceedings, you know, we were friendly with the residents and so forth. When it came time to leave, we asked the police department to please, if they could, just for a little bit, stop the traffic on Germantown Pike to let us out and go in whatever direction we needed. Thankfully, they did, and everything worked out fine. But being there, I saw a possibility for a solution to a problem that I think exists there. The Aristocare entrance is just outside, off of Hallowell Road. And the county of Montgomery County is in the process of rethinking the traffic patterns on the different pikes, Germantown Pike, Ridge Pike, and so forth. Ridge Pike, as you know, is getting rebuilt. Germantown Pike is up for review. There's a whole big process going on in the township, in the county seat. So I asked and suggested to the chief that the traffic light at Hallowell Road be also non-existent, where there is no traffic light at Hallowell Road, to have a traffic light that works with the Jolly Road traffic light, so that all turns and all straight-throughs are together, and people would be able to turn to Hallowell when they needed to, and if that nursing home would open up their side driveway that is about 60 feet or so off of Germantown Pike, it would make an easier entrance and exit with the traffic light in and out of the nursing home. You know, people come to visit, they have ambulances, they have whatever services happening there, and the only other entrance to the nursing home parking lot is way in the back where nobody can find it, where nobody who's not familiar with the property. And if we could bring that to the attention of Montgomery County and have that improved and have all the traffic light work on the same controller and that way Germantown Pike would go right through, and people could turn when they needed to turn, because there's already a wide spot in the road for a turning lane. It would make things safer, and I know there's been crashes out in front of that nursing home. Motorcyclist practically lost his life there a couple months back. You know, it would be a safe thing for everybody. So just a thought, can we see if we can make this happen?
John, just to clarify, not to speak incorrectly, but 7-letter word that artist loves is PennDOT. And if I'm not mistaken, Germantown, all the lights on Germantown Pike are actually regulated by PennDOT. Is that correct?
I believe so, but we did speak, I took some notes, I did tell them we would take a look at it, and if there's anything that looks like it could be done, we would at least contact the appropriate agency and get their feedback. So
Yeah.
we're going to look into that tomorrow.
Yeah, and if the nursing home opens up the driveway that is in a clear shot to their circle driveway for the front entrance of the place, people could come in off of Hallowell Road or go out off of Hallowell Road and find their way and accessed by a traffic light. It would
Thank
make
you.
things much safer.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Yes, I have a couple of questions and a comment.
Name?
Um,
Gotta say your name for the
Oh, yeah,
minutes.
it's Artist Lukens. First of all, a little concern, because this is going on in Conshohocken. In Conshohocken, not sure who it is, but down by the train track, they're basically cutting down everything. They're clear cutting in Conshohocken along the river. And they're saying it's Amtrak or SEPTA, I'm not sure. Has anyone heard about them moving that up into Plymouth? Where they're gonna basically clear cut the trees and everything?
I haven't heard anything.
I heard that SEPTA is looking to use some of their property for riverfront development that's adjacent to the train station.
Yes.
In
In
Conshohocken.
Conshohocken.
In Concha.
Artist, I haven't heard anything about anything along the river in Plymouth,
I
but
haven't either, but there's.
there are tracks down there. So, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, but it's not gonna happen in Plymouth. You haven't heard anything
No.
about it? Okay. All right.
But
My-
I don't know if we would we?
Not necessarily. No, I mean, they don't need permission, so no, I don't know that we would know.
You know, if it's vegetation management, you know, sometimes they get
Yeah.
concerned about trees overhanging the wires and the tracks. They can clear that without our permission.
Okay.
That's what they're doing
Yeah.
now.
This seems to be more of a clear-cut situation, like they're cutting everything down. So I just wanted to make sure that that was just happening on their property, and too bad for Conshohocken, they okayed it.
They wouldn't probably need to okay it. Like Tim
Right.
said, if.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's in country, it's not gonna affect us.
I don't know.
Well, we
if
don't
it will
know.
affect us.
Right.
We don't know.
Maybe maybe SEPTA would know
Okay,
what their maintenance plan is.
okay.
I don't know who at SEPTA does it.
We'll see. We'll see if we hear anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like the bike trail, apparently you go down in Plymouth, it's beautiful, you know, we got trees and everything. And then you get into Conshohocken, it's like it's a clear cut. So, you know, just checking on that, wanted to make sure that that wasn't going. The other thing that I wanted to touch on, Karen, I have something I want to show you, but, you know, I should probably wait and make sure. Chief Mercedes and Circus are probably going to kill me, but.
I won't kill you. I promise.
Now the police here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I didn't know you were here to protect Karen.
He's pretty good.
I have no weapons.
But one thing I did want to say is thank you to Chris and to Kathy, who are leaving us, and I'm going to try not to get emotional, but I want to thank you guys for your leadership.
We still have a couple weeks to screw things up. So.
I know you do. You do, and you know, I'm kind of hoping, you know, you'll leave us with a big, you know. But I wanted to thank you guys for everything that you've done, and for the support you've given me specifically. With all I've tried to, you know, with all I'm trying to get done in Cunningtown, but I wanted to thank you guys both, and I know that we're in really good hands, but you know, still, you will be missed.
And Oris, I've said it before, but you're a community activist, and your neighbors should really appreciate all the work that you do.
Thank you. Thank you. Hopefully it'll be nice.
Any additional comments from the audience tonight? All right. Seeing none, we will adjourn.